John Coleman, it has been a busy day. What's it like being back here at Arrington Stanley?
Well, it's like we haven't been away, to be honest. Lots of things are still the same. Yeah. Biscuits are still a little bit stale. Coffee's a little bit too strong. No, it's great to be back, and the big part for me was training this morning with the players. That's what felt good. And just getting back into the swing of things now. We're preparing for the game, and that's the thing that that gives you the buzz. Watching videos of the opposition, watching ourselves, seeing how we can get things right, seeing how we can improve, coming up with a plan to try and defeat the opposition, and that's what gives you the thrill of being involved in football.
I guess at any other club, sort of hitting the ground running and being thrown in the deep end like this would be daunting, but you know this one so well.
Yeah, you'd have to be able to deal with people first, and you have to be able to manage players, and I don't think that's ever been a question that I can always do that. I can always get to know people, but I think the plus side is we've always kept a close eye on the league, so we know what makes the league tick. We know it's tightened up remarkably since we left. There's no actual great standout sides, and there's no really poor sides. So it's there for somebody who wants to get a run together, or not wants to, who's capable of getting a run together, to climb the table, and that's what we hope to achieve when we come here. And people say, it's like coming back home, and to all intents and purposes it is. We were here for a long time, and the feeling that you get for the place, it just doesn't go away overnight. And we've watched the results avidly since we left. We've come and supported them as fans, and we'll still be fans when we're standing in the dugout on Saturday.
And I guess obviously the past is what it is, great success, great memories, but it's the future that'll be getting you excited.
Of course it is. Memories are things to look back on and smile about, and sometimes cry about. But I'm looking forward to what I can do, not for what I have done. Myself and Jimmy, no one could take that away. We were instrumental in the club getting back into the Football League. We weren't the only ones who did it. There was a lot of people who put a lot of hard work in, and we were just part of it, along with the players. But that can't be erased from the record books. So we've achieved that, but we want to achieve more. We've always been hungry. We've always been hungry for success, and I think possibly what makes myself and Jimmy stand out a little bit more in management in the Football League is we haven't had the grounding of being professional footballers. We were semi-professional. We dug in. We worked hard. And we took a team into the Football League. So, that's how we got our league status. And then we worked ever so hard to maintain that league status. So what it's done is, because we've both done ordinary jobs, what we class as ordinary jobs, and we've both got our hands dirty and worked, and we're never ever blasé about it. So the novelty has never wore off for professional football for us. And sometimes you can see players, and best will in the world, there's no novelty there because it's all they've known, and they can quickly disrespect the game. And I think one of the refreshing things about me and Jimmy is that every time we go into work, we're enthusiastic, and if you're enthusiastic about what you do, you generally do it better, and I think our enthusiasm rubs off on the players.
Is that an important factor, just being able to revitalise and reinvigorate the feeling around the place? I
think so. The big thing I'm asking for is for the fans to get back on side, to come in the numbers and make the noise that they were making when I left. Because it's no coincidence that the emergence of Arrington Stanley as a force in League Two, just not just a member of League Two, but a place where teams didn't want to come. They feared. They were delighted if they walked away from here with a draw the last 3 years we were here. And that was a lot. That was down to the fans. They made a terrific atmosphere. They got behind us. The drum was banging away. They were singing away from start to finish. And then when you went away, you maybe only brought 150, but they were louder than 6,000 or 7,000 at Gillingham. And that's what we want to get back. That's the feeling that we want to get back, because it's a great feeling, especially when you're winning as well.
Obviously, there have been changes around the place. We're standing on the pitch here. It looks absolutely terrific. Is it about making this place horrible for teams to come to? Was that the secret back in the day?
Well, you could make it horrible because the pitch wasn't good, but that was through no one's fault. But we played some terrific football on a bad pitch. What we've got to do is make it difficult for people to come. Not horrible, but difficult. And you do that by being good footballers. You do that by being enthusiastic about your game. You do that by playing on the front foot. You know, football's an invasion game, and you've got to invade the opposition. You've got to take the game to them. And I'm a firm believer in playing in the opposition's half. I don't like this ticky-tacky stuff. I don't like sitting off. I believe in passing for the purpose. And, you know, I can remember, I know I keep going back to the playoff era, but when we made the playoffs, I can remember there was about 6 or 7 games we were 3-0 up and we were passing teams to death. And fans still shouting to us to kick it long when we were 3-0 up and passing it around at the back. So, you know, you can't please everyone all the time, but the type of football we want to play, I believe, is exciting. I think fans want it. I think fans crave it. And, you know, they're paying their hard-earned money, you know, in the economic times that we're in. Not only are they giving up the money, they're giving up the time, which can sometimes be more precious to people than the financial aspects of it. And I think the fans deserve to see a passionate team who are playing on the front foot, trying to score goals, trying to win games. And you're not going to win every game, but you should try to win every game.
In terms of the sort of spirit around the place, you know, they talk about the spirit of '68 and this unique atmosphere. Obviously, there are people here that are no longer with us, the Jack Barretts, the Eric Worleys of this world. Does it feel like you can carry on a bit of their legacy by coming back here and having more success?
I think so. You know, I was only saying before, I was thinking of Eric last night when I was lying in bed. And Phil Terry and you know, your Jack Barretts and that, and what they would make of us coming back, and I think they'd be pleased. You know, I think that best will in the world. I think they had the best times watching Stanley whilst myself and Jimmy were there, and that's no disrespect to the people who came before us or the people who've been there afterwards. But I think, you know, it was a special time in the history of the club, and hopefully we can get it back again.